this is so good already. I mean, the satisfaction of getting narrative and then closure is just, Ren, you're doing such a great job. Thank you so much. Hello, fellow renegades. Nikki here. So, your eyes don't deceive you. I am in a totally different space right now. Long story short, I've had internet problems since the day before the premiere. So, the night of January 14th, as I was recording, uploading, doing my thing for the channel, getting excited for the premiere of Vincent's Tale of the Bedroom the next day, and hoping to do a live, I actually had no internet. And when I did have internet, it's extremely, extremely slow. So none of that was possible. Right now, I am in a co-working space in my area, and thankfully they have this podcast room that I could use. So here I am in a different room, probably for the next video or two. I'm not sure with timing wise if I'll get more than enough time to film one, but I could not go another day without seeing the next Vincent's Tale. So I did watch recently, I watched Flowers, I watched Prologue Flowers, I watched Self-Portrait, and this is The Bedroom. And so without further ado, I am ready to jump into my reaction. First time viewing, first time hearing, first time everything of Ren, Vincent Tales, The Bedroom. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, looks like a prison.
Have you ever felt anger with nowhere to place it? Vincent felt cold, neglected and jaded, impotent, empathy castrated. Look for the new thing, always look for the new thing, but never look inside, never look within, without, above, below. Same thing, wait, it gets deeper than that. The insane thing is sane men living in insane terrain, contort insane brains that are kind of deranged, strange, without the factor of cause and effect. Factually, the man's a casualty of constant neglect. Let's start at the start. Vincent was born in the dark, home birth to a mother, painted scars on her arm. Track march from the dragon, China white in the palm. Shooting up the birth canal, Vinny fell out like yarn. Tumbled out, himself unraveling, and that was the theme. Exceptionally average grade, sprayed with low self-esteem. From the fire to the frying pan, painting it green. When it's the cash that rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, funny Vinny. He weren't ever good at hustling, shitty jobs that he was dead and stocking. Started a combustion, nothing. Pulled him out of debt, the debt collector's rushing to be stripping him of everything. Eventually, there's nothing. The cycle is a cycle for a psychopath on ice. The day repeats, the days, the weeks the most your life. When the day's done, it's the same one. It's a repeat, it's a rerun. A deja vu religion, a foreboding of a prison. Whole Britain, Great Britain, hell Britannia rule the waves. We started out with intentions and we ended up like slaves. Drink to kill the tension, but the drinks cost your wage. What helps you is what kills you when you're living too deep.
This is a good moment for pause, because pause and reflection. Um, First of all, I noticed the Van Gogh paintings in his room. So some of y'all was so great to tell me in the comments of my sunflowers video that this whole series is based on or inspired by him seeing Van Gogh's sunflowers self-portrait and the bedroom. And it inspired this whole thing. And I love that he's throwing it back to that with the artwork. So kudos to him and his team for that. That's a really nice touch. The guitar playing, the shredding. This man can play. This man could shred. Talk about his guitar gently weeping, right? He's basically expressing all that emotion through that whole set of just like it weeping. And I could feel all the emotion through that. That was just powerful. And then, yeah, it's easy for us as humans to look outside of ourselves at everything that is wrong. Instead of looking within and seeing how we can work on ourselves so that we can so we can change the external. Like a lot of times, I know I go through situations where I'm like, God, this sucks. If only this were better. If only that were better. And it takes a lot to remind myself that once I focus on me, give me comfort, give me healing, give me time to reflect on where I'm at and choices I'm making and things I might be able to do differently that otherwise I wouldn't even think about. Like sometimes these things don't even occur to you in the moment. When those moments of clarity hit, like everything kind of shifts. It may not happen like a movie. It's not going to happen immediately. There's no fancy montage, but it does shift over time. And then you have that like reflection moment where you're like, oh, wow, last year I was in a totally different situation and I've changed that. And that happens for the better or the worse, depending on where your focus is. So I love that he highlighted that, and he does it in such a poetic way that, again, does not feel like preaching. It just feels like him expressing truth. And to me, that's one of the things that makes his work so powerful as an artist. With that being said, I'm ready to dive back in. I am loving every second of this. Any chance that I get to watch Ren, I am happy, because as a reactor, I don't get to watch Ren unless I am reacting to Ren or unless it's something I've already seen and reacted to. Same with just listening to his music. Like I have to be really mindful not to just put on Ren stuff because I'm like, I can't be exposed to it until I experience it with you guys. So happy to go back in. Oh, I love this man. Love him.
Attention, but the drinks cost your wage. What helps you is what kills you when you're living too DK. And so it goes. Vinny starts to drink to let go. Soon he's drinking, cause when he don't drink, every day is a day on death row. So he drinks so he don't have to think. Mercy, days bittersweet. When the spirit that's inside of him sinks in his teeth, and the months turn over, May to October. More days pissed than the days he spent sober. Skin looks older, demeanor gets colder. Sledgehammer swing to that chip on your shoulder. A cold prison deep in alcoholism. 40% proof, no juice. Inhibition get loose by decision and taboos. When we're living for the booze, who's who he lose himself to? One too many, 1, 2, 3 shots down. Drown those sorrows up in London town. If we in for a penny, we in for a pound. Fate comes full circle. Now it's Vinny boys round.
Bedroom. That's it? Oh, I wanted more.
siren starts singing as the screws murder silence. Stand on my Miranda, my right to remain violent. One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make the laws, they go to war with non-compliance. Locked up, Vinny been locked up since his mother knocked up. Kitty grew up fast, pulled his socks up, chop chop. Keep that credit top top. Time is money, tick tock. Quantify the price upon your soul and then it's chop shop. Not particularly special, Vinny spent his life a vessel for the musings of the devil. Repetition caused some issues, turned a hide into a jackal. Building pressure in the kettle, bubble up to boiling level. Ooh man, he's a mad lad, falling on the warpath. Vinny split the atom like a Nagasaki bloodbath. Skies are raining black ash, copper car lights flash. Red and blue kaleidoscope, some folks don't like that. Never mind, just a victim of society. The one that serves you alcohol and sells you your sobriety. The one that sells you sex as it pedestals virginity. The one where we elect these lying pests with God ability. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 1. Our boy spun his own web-fed tarantulas come like 9 to the 9 to the 9. Through his Christ timelines intersect Richard's fate was designed.
Hold up. Wait. Why is Ren laying on the floor in his outfit from the tale? Oh, because that's Screech. Okay. For a second, I was a little slightly confused. It took me a second. It's like, yeah, Richard had to shoot Screech. So I guess that's the aftermath of that in Richard's tale. Oh, this is so good already. I mean, the satisfaction of getting narrative and then closure is just, Ren, you're doing such a great job. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit. Oh, so good.
Just set the scene, it's 2019. Richard and a boy named Screech. The hands of fate, they touch and read. Siblings buried, blood it bleeds. Etched in Richard's memories. Thoughts a muddled, troubled sleep. Takes a time of absently. Hitting the bottle to soften the blow in the walls of yourself. And there's nowhere to go. When there's friends on the force, they don't call, they don't show. Go to therapy, regularly seem to plateau. When his popo went loco and woe so low that his mojo no mono rebound, no yo-yo. And so the time it moves slow-mo. You see the case was never closed, cause the motive was confusing. Orphan killed his sister, but his sister was removed when the mother died in childbirth, but dying womb life brings. The cycle of samsara always was quite amusing. Brother killed his sister, but the records seem to show the brother never met his sister, didn't even know. So the tragedy was a catastrophe, a fate fucked up. Richard's losing sleep while his whole family's talked up. The 5 stages of grief is a common psychological model, often used to provide reassurance to all those stricken by loss. For loss comes with a cost like frostbite, shockingly cold, paving the road to decomposure, decomposing your soul. 1. Denial, pretending for a while, reality retired, but everything is changing. Richie lost the will to smile, how to reconcile when murdering a child. The 2nd stage is anger, feel it bubbling the bile. Anger damn the man that served the hand that wrote the plan. If God is will that's good and grand, then damn we are all a damn forsaken by creation. Revelations Richard cannot stand. The 3rd stage is bargaining, begging God for second chance. Lord, I know it is a reach, but I'm begging on my knees. Resurrect the boy James, resurrect the boy Screech. I'll devote my life to thee, I will live a life of peace. Stage 4 is depression, that's a lesson taught in grief. Depression, demonic like possession, that feeds upon this spark for life. No water is refreshing, no sunlight brings him warmth, no sleep will ever bring resting. His guilt and doubt are oh so loud, the silence sounds so deafening. Depression, depression, the numbing of expression, the negative obsession, ruminating in oppression. Stressing is a lesson when your mind begins reflecting. That's stage number 5. 5 is acceptance. Souls get shaken up. The road's never quite ideal, but slow rise, dust it off. love. And let me tell you something, Richie, man, I'm proud. Cause you pulled a stitch from the seam, the wound was open weeping. Felt like a regression, but that flesh was set for healing. You wrestled imperfections, misdirections, what with demons. Most demons are a fallen angel, truth has double meanings. Perspective disconnects the trauma, trauma turns to lessons. The biggest curse you'll ever face could be your greatest blessing. Remember, in the darkest times, no need for second guessing. No path is ever linear, a stumble leads to stepping. You're a soldier, a scholar of life's sorrow, and day follows day. There will always be tomorrow when it gets colder. Whatever, it's only weather. Rain feeds the crops, let them grow, think clever. I'm so fucking proud of you, Richie, my boy. I know you're itchy, my boy, to get to work and deploy. Serve and protect my Don, in for the right reason. I know you think you've done wrong, but look at who you become. It's your first day at work, big man. Hold that head up high, my friend. Come on. We're all proud of you, Richie. I hope you get out there and smash it. I mean, what could go wrong?
Oh, shit. Whoa, oh. Okay. So, so I'm processing. Um, that was a lot. That was a lot, and it was so, he's so empathetic to people's traumas and experiences, and it's put so well in this case. Like you can see, you can truly feel and see what Richie is going through, Richard. Um, Even Vincent's story, and him being in his bedroom and which is now his jail cell, and reflecting on the life that he's lived, and Richard going through trauma and therapy and having to rehash that, and then having the courage to go back to work only to have to deal with Vincent. Was that the first day back, it looks like, which is just, he made a different choice now, right? He didn't have to be violent with Vincent. So like Vincent's alive. But again, like this is like you, he's going through such a traumatic thing still internally, and then has to go and put himself back into that environment again and again and again. And it almost felt like when you send your kid off to school for the first day and you want them to be brave and you let them know you're proud of them for being so brave for the first day of school. That was clever. That was clever because it makes you empathize with Richard. You know, if you didn't already empathize with his trauma from having to deal with Screech and the aftermath, it's like here you're empathizing with having to work up the courage, because we've all been there. We've all had our first day of school. We've all had to go into situations where we weren't necessarily comfortable, and we have to be encouraged to do so. And so taking that role and showing Richard as like kind of like a childlike energy of like, yay, we're so proud of you. You're so brave. You're going off to school first day. Ooh, I'm gonna have to sit with this one for a while and process, because it's just so layered. It's so layered. And even in the lyrics, I just want to like rehash them, go through it some more, dive a little deeper. But in the meantime, thank you so much for being here with me and dealing with the change of scenery background. Hope to be in my living room again soon. And until next time, take care of yourself.